What is going on, Pirate Gang? Harry Pirate here again, and today I am just showing you a video I done today of a skin fade, a balded out skin fade. Lawrence here has got quite thin hair on top, so we need to be mindful of that later on in the haircut. Right here I'm using my 5-star balding clippers, and we're just going to go all the way around, just making sure that we make a nice clean line, and you know, really make sure that you pick up all the hairs, you know, from the neck all the way up to that first guideline. Next we are going to use the Wall 5-star magic clip cordless, no guard, open, and we're going to go up about ½ an inch. That's going to be our second guideline. You want to try and keep this bar as even as possible all the way around, so try and keep it ½ an inch nice and neat all the way. And what we're going to do now is just switch the lever down so we close the blade up, and we're just going to use the corners of this really sharp blade that these magic clips have got on them, just to knock out that bottom line, blending the balding clippers into the no guard open. And I mean, out the box, these magic clips, they blend in perfectly with the balding clippers. It's like they was made for each other. So yeah, just remember just to use the corners of the magic clip blade, because we don't want to create another line, and keep brushing off so that you can see exactly where you are, you know. I'm wearing black gloves for this skin fade because when you're dealing with hair this short, you do tend to get hair splinters, and they're really nasty. So what I'm doing here, I'm just removing some of the weight above that line we've got with a number 2 guard closed. You want to go all the way up and, you know, come off on the curvature of the head. Go all the way around, keep it neat, keep it parallel. What this is doing is taking off the weight up on the ridge, but it's also lightening this little line that we've made here with the no guard open. Just make sure you're following the growth of the hair. You know, pay attention to that, it's important. Always remember to brush. Not only does this reset the hair, but it gets rid of all the little bits that you're gradually taking off, leaving a nice clean canvas. So right now I've changed to a number 3 guard closed, and I'm just taking that a little bit higher than we did with the 2, just to remove any additional weight that we might have pushed up with the 2 guard. And this would just make a nice smooth finish, give us a nice canvas to start fading that line out. Okay, once you've gone all the way around with that 3 guard, we're going to switch over in a minute to the 1.5 guard. It's the one of the filler guards that Wall make. Just do make sure that you have a nice clean canvas to work with by using the 2 and the 3 guards to just really get rid of all of that additional weight that you're not going to need. Just gets in the way. You want to keep clean. Okay, so this is the 1.5 guard. At the moment it's closed. We're just going to start below the line and just push up with a slight flicking motion, a slight C motion. Just start to lighten up a little bit. And when I work from home like this, I tend to, you know, practice different techniques of fading. There's more than one way to skin a cat, you know. You can fade down, you can fade up, you can do a combo of the two, which is what I'm doing here. You know, I start off my fade, you know, working upwards, and then I'll fade down. It really depends on the person's hair type and, you know, the direction of growth, etc. There's many factors. This isn't a tutorial at all. This is just you know, showing you a haircut. So just keep working all the way around. I believe this guard here is the number 1. We start off in an open position, and you want to keep just below where you worked with the 1.5. Make sure you're turning your client as well into different light sources, you know, different positions, because your eyes will play tricks on you. Especially if you've got really bright lights like me. You know, you'll see shadow, you'll see patch, but then, you know, don't work on that until you have spun your client round and you've really checked if those shadows, etc. are genuine, or it's the light playing tricks on your eyes, you know. So this here is the half guard I was just using there. Use the corners again to fade. I like to finish this fade with a Andy's profile shaver. Now you're going to want to go up and flick as you come off so that you don't create a hard line. I like to go about ½ an inch into the balding clippers and just flick off. This will give you a nice soft finish, and it's very easy to get out then, to blend it, with your trimmers or your detailers. But just really take your time with the foils, you know, your clients will appreciate it as well. Just make sure that you're getting all the hair. Pull the ear down. Use the corners of the foil shaver just to get round to intricate parts. Don't be scared, homie. You can't rush using the foils, you know. You've got to be very thorough and very careful. You certainly don't want to go too high with them. The higher up I get, if you notice, I like to flip the foils around and just use a single bar of foil. What that does is it gives me more of a visual. I can see where I'm cutting with them, and then I flip it over and use both the bars for lower down to remove the hair quicker. Now here I'm just using the Wall cordless detailers just to knock out any little line that I might have created with the foils into the balding clippers. Again, you're just going to want to use the corners. I've got the blade open but just use the corners there just to blend out. So now, as with 80% of my haircuts, I'm using some finishing shears just around the sides there. Nice steady motion. And what that's doing is it's just knocking out any little ridges or weight that's left from when we used the 2 and the 3 guard. It just helps tie the blend in to the rest of the longer hair. Just be methodical and careful when you're applying this technique, and just, you know, always dust your client off. No one wants to sit there with loads of hair over them. It's not about that life. So here I'm just applying some elegant shave gel on the parts that I want to use the razor on, and this will just ensure a nice comfortable shave for your client. You don't want to, I mean, you can dry shave. I do that a lot, but I've recently got some of this stuff, and I'll tell you what, it is magical. The clients really appreciate it as well, you know. When you're using the cutthroat, you want to keep it on the skin at all times, and be confident. You know, don't kind of hold back. More chance of cutting somebody. You wanna be swift. You'll notice there's not going to be a lot to shave because you've used the foils. You know. A lot of fading is refining, so here I'm just refining with the wall magic clips again. I believe I've got the 1 guard on there. I'm just playing with the lever, just getting rid of any little shadows, you know. Now we're going to spray him down, and we're going to cut the top. As I said, Lawrence has got quite thinning hair on the top. He wants to have it in sort of the same sort of style, swept over to hide the recession points. So we're not going to take a lot of length off, we're just going to adjust the shape slightly. If you notice here as well, I'm not cutting a profile line in like my other cut. Reason being because, you know, as I say, he is thinning on top, so this will be my guide, this middle bar that I'm creating here. Just make sure this is even, and you can cut the sides using this as your guide. Now we are just going to finish off with a little bit of scissor over comb, just with your straight scissors. Again, I'm using these amazing Hunt and Hustle Ace of Spades 7 inches. They are absolutely phenomenal shears. Please, please, please do yourself a favour and check out huntandhustle.com. I'll put the link below. You will not regret it. So yeah, what we're doing here is just keeping the comb straight and taking off any more weight. Just always make sure you're brushing your clients down, guys. I can't stress that enough. Again, here we're just refining a little bit, blending in his 5 o'clock shadow on the sideburns there into the foiled area. Just use the corners once again. Don't use the whole blade because you will put in another little line, and to be honest with you, that's going to be super annoying to try and get out. You could even end up raising your fade. We don't want to do that. So now we just dry them off naturally, make sure it's at a temperature that's not gonna toast your client's scalp. At the same time, you can blow all the hair off their neck and gown. Here I'm just applying a styling paste. It's quite light. Make sure you get it right into the hair, down into the roots, and yeah, style them up. Again, just using a stringent alcohol-based aftershave. This is Benoit Clubman. I do water it down a little bit in some cases if they've got sensitive skin, and just use this where you put the razor. This will disinfect, and yeah, it smells good as hell. Now select a nice cologne and freshen them up for the ladies. That's Thierry Mugler cologne, by the way. It smells good as hell. You show your client with a mirror, and there you have it, guys. That is a balded out skin fade with just a little touch up on top. Yeah, until next time, study, love and enjoy your craft, and be good to each other, man. Peace.